Well, hi there. My name is Brent Bauer, and I am an online math teacher for Hilliard City Schools. And just wanted to take a moment to kind of share some things with how the College Ready Ohio program has benefited my teaching and has, I think, benefited the students that I meet with every day, um, uh, just in many good ways, I believe. My position in Hilliard is that of an online math teacher. And so I don't have classrooms anymore. I don't meet with 25 kids first period and 25 more second period. I don't do that. I meet pretty much one-on-one with kids, and I travel from school to school to school, from the 3 high schools in Hilliard to Tolles Technical Center out towards Plain City, and then even there's another building within our district called the Innovative Learning Center where I'm stationed, and there are kids there also. And so my day looks much different than it used to look like when I was an actual classroom teacher. And so the College Ready Ohio grant has been very beneficial to me. And I guess we just start right off by I wish you could see the expression on kids' faces when I actually have given them an iPad. A lot of the kids I work with might not be trusted to have an iPad in their possession for multiple days and weeks at a time. And I think it really is interesting to see a kid's reaction. You're going to let me use this? And so it's been really neat just from that standpoint. It sometimes changes the kid's attitude. Now, often I think what's going through their head has nothing to do with mathematics. But they do come up with several, they have several ways that they think they're going to use that iPad. But I usually then am able to show them how they can use that. And so that's the first thing I want to talk about, how the iPad has impacted how students can get me their work. So the first thing that comes to my mind is the app on an iPad known as Notability. Now in Hilliard, we are just about to go to a one-to-one program. Our 7th graders and 8th graders already have iPads in their possession, and next year 9, 10, 11, and 12 will also. And so we're going to have every kid in our district walking around with an iPad. And so our district has purchased a license for Notability. And every kid that gets an iPad, they'll also get a download of this app, which is nice because I believe it's like, I don't know if it's $5 or $10 online if you want to buy it. But it does some great things. One thing that has been an issue in my life in the online world is I'm a math teacher, and so I still believe that kids need to do work, and sometimes that's homework, and they need to practice in order to become proficient at math. It usually doesn't just happen by reading something and remembering it. If you don't practice it, you don't run into the little situations that you need to know about to be able to do a problem correctly. And so in the past, if you would have walked up to my desk, you probably would have seen something like this. You would have walked in, and this is just a small pile of papers, but you would have seen worksheets with math all over them. You would have opened a drawer, and you might have seen an entire drawer full of assignments, because my students would actually hand in their work. There would be different places in each of the 3 high schools where there would be a math folder, and every student of mine would have their own separate folder, and when they finished assignments they would put them in there. I would then pick them up during the week and grade them, and usually I would end up keeping them before, maybe I would get them back to the kids, but a lot of times they stayed with me because we didn't have that situation where I could get it right back to the kid. So wow, what Notability has done. Notability has given the kid an opportunity to literally download the worksheet onto their iPad and then literally write. Well, they can do it with their finger or they can do it with a stylus. They can write on that worksheet, and then they can upload it directly into our LMS, which used to be Moodle/eCampus, we called it, and is now Canvas. And so instead of looking at a stack of papers now like that, I can see this young lady has turned in an assignment dealing with matrices, where she's finding some determinants and things called minors and cofactors. It's kind of an advanced section in my Algebra 3 course. She's been able to do her homework, turn it into me. I've been able to grade it, comment on it, and she actually has kept the assignment. She still has it in her possession. She could resubmit it if she needed to. I could send her comments. She could comment back to me. The options are just endless to how students have been able to get me their work, how I've been able to keep track of it, respond to them, give them feedback, and then also put it in a grade book automatically. It's awesome. It's changed the way I do things. Not necessarily made my life easier, but it's made it much, much more organized, with us being able to submit back and forth and communicate that way. So the iPad has just completely changed the way kids can submit stuff to me. Because in the past, the English classes and the social studies classes did a lot of, hey, let's submit, you can submit a Word doc. Well, that just didn't work for math, because you couldn't really write the numbers. You had to type it, and well, now things have completely changed. This completely changes the ball game in my world, and it's been great for students. It's been great for me, and so I guess you would really say this has helped students get their work to me in a much better fashion, and an easier fashion, and probably a one that they're going to become more and more comfortable working with all the time. My 7th grade son now does pretty much all of his homework laying in the recliner, working on his iPad, and he's got everything right there that he needs. So it's been a great thing for me to have the iPad in my students' hands, and with an app like Notability, and I'm sure there are others that you can do the same thing with, we've been able to do a lot of work. Well, there's been another big change in how I've been able to work with kids, and we just talked about how the students could get their work to the teacher in a more efficient manner. Well, there's also been some things come up out of this class, out of this College Ready Ohio experience, that have allowed me as the teacher to get information in my class to my students much, much better. The very first day that we had class, a professor from the science department came in and showed us some of his online class that he had written. And the one thing that stuck out to me was, as we watched a video of him doing a science experiment, he was able to stop the video and have a question pop up that the students had to answer. And I just thought that was amazing. As an online math teacher, I have made hundreds and hundreds of videos. I've made them on EduCreations, on Show Me with Explain Everything, on my computer, and uploaded them to Vimeo and YouTube. And I have videos all over the place. And I know that I have seen my students watching my videos with no volume on. I've seen them watching my videos with their eyes closed. I know that not everyone has watched them. I know that there's great information sitting there that could be very helpful. And so as I researched and tried to figure out a way that I could do this, I came across a website called EduCanon, which has now changed its name to PlayPosit. And what you can do with this PlayPosit website is basically you can create yourself a little free account, and you can take any video you want to, and you can add questions to it. And as the kids watch the video, they have to answer the questions. It won't let them go on until they at least try to answer the question. And so it's been really, really good. Now, they could answer it incorrectly, but guess what? I can go back and I can look at their answers. And so if a kid is struggling or maybe hasn't had the success that he needs, and I can go back and I can say, well, Johnny, here you just typed in I don't know and all of the answers when you should have been, were you really trying? Were you really listening? Were you giving me the effort that I need from you? And so I can see that, or maybe I can find out, oh, I see you answered it this way. Here's where you're going wrong. And so there's all kinds of ways to use that to evaluate how kids are doing, what they're picking up, what they're not picking up. So I love the fact that I can take any video I want to, ones that I've made, ones that I pull off of YouTube or somewhere else, and I can simply add questions in the middle of that video anywhere I want to, and I can track the answers that the kids put in. It's just been a great help for me, and I think it's been a help for the students. Now they're actually maybe focusing a little bit more on the information at hand. Well, that's just a couple of ways that this program has really helped me think about what I do and how I teach, how students get information to me, and how I get information to students. It's been very helpful. The toys have been nice. They've helped me do that even in a more efficient manner and from all kinds of different places. So I hope hope you're still awake, haven't nodded off, and good luck to you as you finish out this year.